I finished the baby quilt. I took it to my church today and put the binding on. So let me kind of show you what it looks like. Remember, I found this black and white polka dot for my border, which kind of brought out the little black spots in some of the little flower stars. So let me see if I can hold it up. So for my quilting, I just did hearts, echoed hearts, and echoed swirls. Just rows of echoed hearts and echoed swirls. And I do, all my quilting is free motion on my long arm. So I have this polka dot, and then for the back I found this cute pink and white polka dot. So one of my viewers suggested that I use this aqua color for my binding, which I did. I thought that was a great idea. So thank you for that comment. I welcome all of your comments. So here it is, all finished and ready for the new baby. But I wanted to also show you what I'm doing with the leftovers from, well, the only leftovers I'm processing right now are, because the only ones that have enough left to process probably is this pink and white polka dot and the black and white polka dot. So let me put this back here behind me and I'll show you how I'm going to process those scraps. Okay, let's readjust the camera here. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I like to use either my AccuQuilt strip cutter or my Stripology top ruler. And I only really use the AccuQuilt strip cutter if I have really long pieces, like pieces that came from a backing of a large quilt. Otherwise, I just use one of these. I have the medium, I have the small, medium, and the large, but I think I'll just try with the medium today because it kind of fits on what I'm doing here. This is my basket of 3.5 strips, and I use these with my AccuQuilt to cut different shapes. The 3.5 cuts a certain size of shapes that I can use squares or half square triangles or quarter square triangles. So that's where I keep those. And this one's almost full, but I was looking at my black and white, and I had these that are 3.5. That's what size I made my border. So these are the ones that I had left over from making my border. These are, I think these are width of fabric. So I thought I would just go ahead and do the rest of them in that and try to finish filling up this little tub. So let me kind of move this out of the way. And we'll save the pink for another minute over there. Alright, so I have these that are 3.5, so I thought I'd go ahead and make the rest of this 3.5 as well. So I've got this folded with the fabric because that's where I can get my longest cuts. And I spray starched it and ironed it. And now, so I'll just go ahead and use my Stripology to cut it into those strips. And if I used my larger one, then I wouldn't have to move it as much, but since there's not much left over there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now I could just make, I could make fat quarters out of these if I wanted to, but then I'd still have to cut it into strips in order to use it with my AccuQuilt. So I thought I'd just go ahead and do it this way. See how many we can get out of this. Cut on the 0 line and the 3.5 line, the 7. I should say slot, not line. Okay, 7 and then 10.5, I believe. Now that's as far as I can go without moving it, so I'll do that. Normally I use these with my 8-inch cube set, but you can use it on any cube set that your part will fit on. So there's no certain thing that you have to do. Now this looks like it might be a 1.5 left over, so I will measure that. It looks really close. So close. Clean it up a little. And then that will go in my 3.5-inch little tub, which I have down here next to me on the floor. Alright, and these I will just fold over and put in this basket. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do the pink the same way. Who knows, I could make a baby quilt out of the pink and white and the black and white together. That would be kind of cute. Now these are not going to be 3.5. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in a minute, if anything. Okay, so I have 2 different pieces of this. This one looks like, let's see, this is a selvage here. So it's not going to be with the fabric, it's going to be the length of this cut, because that's the longest, the way I can get the longest cut from it. And I could, if I did it the other way, this would be 2 short pieces, because there's no fold there. So I'm putting the fold down here, and I'm going to cut the lengthwise frame. I am going to go ahead and take that selvage off though, since I'm right here. Okay, 3.5, 7, 10.5. If I go from 10.5, I've got, if I go to, let's see, 11, 12. If I go to 12 and go to 12, that would be 1.5. So that's what I'm going to do. I currently am not saving anything in between the half marks, because I just don't have the storage to save all the halves and the whole numbers. And my AccuQuilt uses the halves, so that's what I'm using. But I do have another little pink strip that's 1.5. This is not big enough for anything, so it's going in the dog beds. Now, this one is the same way. If I was to cut it with the fabric, I would have short strips, because here's one open end and here's one open end. So I'm doing it the same way with length instead of width. That way I can get some longer strips. So let me see how many I can get out of this. One, 2, 3. That's just selvage, it's going out. 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 of those so far. I'm trying to get in the habit of processing my scraps right away so that they don't pile up on me. I'm not totally successful at it yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, 7, 10 and a half. I don't have quite 10 and a half. I only have over to 10. So I guess I'll do 1 1/2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Make a lot of shapes out of that. Let's see how many 1 1/2. I should be able to get, yeah, I can get 2. So I'll cut on the 3 and then on the 1 1/2. So I got 3 of the 1 1/2 out of that piece. And what did I say? 6 of these. 2, 4, 6, no, 8 of these. Okay. These will go in my tub. It's getting really full now. I may have to cut a quilt out of that. Okay. Now I have this. And I did go ahead and iron this. I don't know what I can get from it. These are pretty long. These were cut off from the backing, but they're not consistent in size, so I'm not sure. I might be able to get 1 1/2. If I can, that would be great. Let's see. I'll just do one at a time. Come in just a little bit from the edge because, like I said, it's kind of a jagged cut. And the reason for that is because when I cut my quilts off the long arm, these were down each side. I just cut it with the scissors and that way, and then I straighten it up later. Okay, 1 1/2. That one looks good. Should be able to do that again from this one. Now this one has a seam in it, so I'm not sure how that'll work. But I can always take it off if I decide not to use it with the seam in it. I can always rip that one little end off of it or cut it off. I'm not much of a ripping person. I like to just cut mine. I'm not putting anybody down who likes to rip, but it's not me. There'll be quite a few of those with 1 1/2. Those make nice sashings, especially for small quilts. Now this piece has, I don't know if I can get 1 1/2. This has a selvage on it. That's probably not going to be good. But you know, sometimes I can use these in my strings, even if they have a selvage. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this with part of the selvage left on it at 1 1/2 and put it in my strings. Because a lot of the times when I'm making string quilts, that little bit of selvage is not going to hinder anything. So I'll set it in a different place. I've got a bag with those in them. Okay. Here are my 1 1/2. I got only got one out of the black and white, but I got a bunch out of the pink. I'll put those in there. There's my 1.5 bin. It's getting pretty full too. I need to start scrapping some quilts. Alright, so there's the 1.5. And here's my 3.5. And then here again, cute little quilt all ready to go. I like the way the quilting really shows up nice on it. Shows up better without the bright lights. Of course, baby quilts need to be washed before they're used. Make them nice and soft and free of all the spray starches and things like that that might be in the sizing and stuff like that. But I like to give them like this and then let the new owners wash them, because I just think they look prettier before they're washed. But I love the softness of them once they're washed. They're just really nice to snuggle up in. Alright, that's it for my video today. I really appreciate everyone who watches and those of you who leave comments, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And God bless, and y'all have a marvelous, marvelous rest of your week.